You remember as a Senate, we did do a special motion on the issue of addressing the concerns that they expressed on the issue of governance, issue of corruption, issue of devolution, issue of extrajudicial killings and enforced disappearances and police brutality. Most of those issues has been addressed, and therefore the intention to commemorate the 25th Gen Z demonstrations of last year is purely political. It doesn't have a place in a democratic society, because in any case, even the finance bill that was just passed the other day, all the punitive clauses were removed, and this is one of the progressive finance bill of 2025 that has been passed, and Parliament has listened to the concerns and exemptions and reservations of Kenyans on the issue of Finance Bill 2025, even on the aspect where KRA had requested to look into even personal data while they are collecting the revenue or taxes, were removed in the committee of the whole in the finance bill. So this, the intention of having demonstrations or the intention of commemorating in a way has been hijacked by parochial, selfish political interest of few individuals in this country who don't want peace in Kenya. Yet, we did pass a special motion in the Senate, and most of the recommendations we made in the Senate during that special motion on the state of the country, which we debated in the Senate and in Parliament, most of the resolutions have been met with, especially on the issue of police brutality. You have seen anybody who has been involved with police brutality, and even the Independent Policing Oversight Authority are doing the prosecutions and investigation. On the issue of corruption, the EACC has been directed by Parliament, and we have given them enough resources in Parliament to do the prosecution of economic crimes in the country. On the aspect of extrajudicial killings and enforced disappearances, those are issues that they are being followed up, and the commitment, and many Kenyans who think that they have lost their kin through enforced disappearances and judicial killings, most of them have been found, and if they have not been found, they should the recommendation we made is that they should report in the police station or DCI for investigations. On the issue of equitable, the face of, and the issue of face of Kenya, the president has done tremendous job by ensuring that even the cabinet has now been incorporated from members of opposition through broad-based engagement, where every Kenyan now is sitting on the decision table. And you are aware, with the cabinet reshuffle that happened after the Gen Z demonstrations, the president incorporated all Kenyans of goodwill to form a broad-based government. And you remember a number of new cabinet ministers were incorporated into the government of the day, where the ongoing national executive retreat is. So the birth of broad-based government was to bring all Kenyans on board. And remember, most of the people who are working closely with President William Ruto, including Raila Odinga, were the fiercest and the most vicious opponent in 2022 general election. And that is the unity. There is now more peace and tranquility in the country, courtesy of the broad-based government. So anybody who wants to revive next week any intention of reincarnating or coming up back on the streets, they will be just doing it purely for political reasons and for political experience. And we are aware there are politicians where their careers are dead, and they want to use this event to do political resurrection, and which we will not allow them to do. So I want to ask Kenyans, they have a right under Article 37 to demonstrate, but peacefully. But going from the demonstrations we have seen in this city and across the country, most of these demonstrations are never peaceful. Their intention is, you saw the destruction of property, the looting of property, the loss of lives. So I think I would want to urge the young people, wherever they are, whether they demonstrate 1,000,000 times, it will not bring any meaningful change in the society. The only way, if they want to bring a meaningful change, is they should demonstrate by taking a voter's card and a national identity card, so that when elections of 2027 come, they can make their decision at the ballot. Because if you want to do any regime change in this country, or any change, there is a democratic process, and democratic process is by voting. So the intention to reincarnate the demonstration of next week, I wish I know the police going by the previous demonstration, they should disallow. Let the young people continue. I think the government has done. Now we have the Hustler Fund that is funding most of the youth programs, the university funding model, the intention of inculcating and incorporating young people into the meaningful and gainful employment. Even as we talk, in conclusion, personally I have sponsored a motion on the Public Service Commission interns, and most of those interns are young people, where I'm recommending that we need to increase the stipends of 15,000 to 30,000 given to young people. So we are doing that. Number two is under the PSC interns, we come up and ensure those PSC interns are now given permanent and pensionable through the Public Service Commission of the Republic of Kenya. So even as a parliament, we are doing something about the motion on ensuring that we improve on the PSC interns, Public Service Commission, in which majority are the young people, and also transiting them from internship to permanent and pensionable terms within the Public Service Commission. And even through the Hustler Fund, we now have Nyota Fund, which is being used by the young people to do startup businesses. We have passed the startup bill, where we are proposing for tax holiday to most of the youthful enterprises. So there is a lot that we have done, that the agencies should not go back to the streets, because most of the things we have resolved. And I want to repeat again, if they want anything to be changed, the only solution is to get a voter's card, get the national ID, participate, run for these elective positions, make sure you vote. That is the only way you can do a change. But Kenya is a democratic country, so we hope next week wale ambao wanasiasa wanataka kutumia maandamano ya vijana wiki ijayo ni wale ambao wanataka kufanya kisiasa, wale ambao siasa zao zimeisha, wanataka sasa kufufua kisiasa. Hawa ni maiti kisiasa, so wanataka kutumia hii maandamano kujifufua kisiasa. Na hii kufufuka tu ilikuwa ya Yesu Kristo wakati alifufuka kwa ile alifufuka kwenda mbinguni. Kama mtu amekwisha kisiasa, awache kutumia maandamano na vijana vibaya. Na mimi nataka niulize vyombo vya usalama wasikubalie mtu yoyote akuje barabarani, kwa sababu historia ya maandamano ambayo imepita juzi ni uharibifu wa mali, ni ukosefu wa maisha, kupoteza maisha kule katika streets. Lazima wale vyombo vya habari, vyombo vya usalama na madola wakuwe macho. Hatutaki kuona. Nataka niulize wa Kenya, hasa vijana, ile maswala yote waliubua mwaka jana yameshughulikiwa. Tunapoongea nchi ya Kenya imekuja sasa pamoja kwa uwiano na amani na maendeleo kupitia serikali ya mseto ambayo inaitwa broad base. So mimi nataka niwaulize vijana waendelee na shughuli zao wiki ijayo, wa Kenya waendelee na shughuli zao kujenga taifa, wafanye ile inahitajika. Uchaguzi ukifika mwaka 2027, watu waingie uwanjani, wamenyane kulingana na sera. Kwa sababu sera si kufanya maandamano ya uharibifu wa mali na kupoteza maisha. Na nafikiri ile vijana walisema yote, mambo ya ukosefu wa ajira, mambo hata mimi mwenyewe nimeleta ile motion ya public service internship, wapewe waongezewe pesa ambayo inaitwa stipends, na wapewe ile permanent and pensionable. So wale wanasiasa ambao wanataka kuteka advantage, tafadhalini mutafute sera. Sera si kusukuma vijana. Na mimi nataka niseme hivi, in conclusion, we are aware most of these demonstrations are funded by foreign entities. And I want to ask the government to use its foreign intelligence services to get down on most of these foreign entities who are being used or are using to fund some of these busybody activists, that they are trying to go on the streets. They are being used for the sake of destabilizing. And I know most of our foreign friends, some of our foreign friends are not happy that Kenya is stable. And that is why they are pouring illegal and illicit money to fund some of these demonstrations. So I want to appeal to the government using foreign intelligence networks to be on the lookout for the money that is being sent into the country to finance some of these illicit an illegal activist who use the same money to push for demonstrations and reincarnations that they want to use next week. So the young people should go back to whatever they have to do, but that is the only way we'll save this country. So I want to ask government, because we are aware, some of us are aware that their money that comes from foreign entities through non-governmental organizations, NGOs. And I want to appeal to the regulatory board of NGO. There are a number of NGO and activists who are known to be funded by foreign entities to create destabilization in the country. Some of those NGO activists should be registered, because it is only in Kenya. You saw even the way deportation of illegal immigrants is happening in US under Donald Trump, and you are saying these are 200 democracy country. You cannot go there and do what you are doing. They tried to do that in Los Angeles. You saw what the ICE, the one of deportation, the one ICE and the other security agencies, including Republican Guard in the US, were deployed to quell the riots. And you cannot imagine, some of them are even wearing masks. And we saw a judge in Kenya ruling that police should not wear masks, how do you expect the police to walk around without having the gear to protect themselves? Yet you see even in the US, the ICE are even breaking into people's cars. They are deporting people forcibly. Yet you want to tell us that the US as a country respects the human rights. So we have to do what we have to do as a country to protect, and I hope the police next week will protect lives, property, and ensure Kenyans go their normal duties. Thank you very much.
More Radio, 88.2 FM. We are in charge.